India Today's reporters are in Mandi, Kulu and other parts of Himachal Pradesh, the worst affected, bringing you many of these images, the suffering on the ground firsthand. India must never look away from this unfolding story in the Himalayas. Take a look at these ground reports.
Situation in Mandi remains grim. Yet again, the river water level is on increase. The rise in the level is more than 3 to 4 feet. And this is the Beas River, which has entered into the residential areas just along the riverside. You see, these are the mostly shops. Now the has totally been inundated, and here what it looks like almost a sea wave, but this is just a river water because the intensity of the rain, which hasn't decreased since last 24 hours, we are only seeing continuous rainfall, and that has triggered the massive flow in the Beas River. The other drainage, which is usually mountain nala, mountain drains, which were just 2 hours ago were flowing almost 8 to 9 feet lower than what you see in these images. The bridge that you see was washed away by the water flow yesterday along with 7 others, and that's the ancient Shiva temple is now been totally disconnected, have gone totally out of reach from the people, and that explains the furious rain in Himachal Pradesh. In Mandi with Nasir, this is Ashutosh Mishra for India Today. The furious torrential rain in Himachal Pradesh has literally caused mayhem in several districts. Here in Mandi, the ground situation is the water level of river Beas has gone up. Since yesterday, it was even touching this iconic, more than a century old, this foot-over bridge. However, the water level has reduced, but the rise in the water level is all because of the Pando Dam gates that have been opened because of the overflowing the water level. And all the hilly region has been totally covered with thick layer of cloud, and there have been non-stop rain in certain areas. And if you see these images, the scary images of Beas River, this is literally taken away, washed away number of foot-over bridge all over in this area, be it Sundarnagar or Mandi. Several cars were seen in the viral images, washed away, flown away with this water level by Beas River. And here in Mandi, that's a Shankar temple, Dharamshala, all these areas, everything is now inundated, submerged, which are just located at the bank of River Beas. This is the furious situation in Mandi. There has been red alert issued. The schools, colleges are shut down. People have been warned not to venture out near the river areas, as more likely there will be landslides. And of course, since the rainfall continues, there will be further rise in the water level of these furious Beas River. In Mandi with Nasir, I am Ashutosh Mishra for India Today.
Mandi is one of the 7 districts in Himachal Pradesh where a red alert has been sounded, keeping in view the torrential rains, landslides and flash floods. This is how the swollen Beas River is now eroding the banks. On my left side is a temple where a sizable chunk of this road has been eroded, and this road has been declared unsafe for people. It has now been closed for the traffic. Just see how the swollen Beas River is touching the 150-year-old Victoria Bridge, which has also been closed for traffic. Many bridges, be it the footbridges or other bridges, have been washed away by the flash floods, and many other bridges were facing flood threat. Nearly 80 people have been rescued from a basti located close to Mandi city, and the administration has warned the people not to venture the riversides as the water level is continuously rising, and it is also expected to rise further during the night. With camera person Aman Gupta, this is Manjit Sehgal in Mandi for India Today. Flash floods have wreaked havoc in many parts of Mandi. We are at the Solikhar area where we can see how the flash flood and the rains have damaged this property. We are standing at the 3rd story, and all 3 stories have been damaged by the flood water, which suddenly entered this house around 3 a.m. The owners of this building are still living in this building on the top floor, just watching how the flash floods have wreaked havoc and damaged their hard-earned property. This is the second story. We cannot move even as there is sand and it is slippery. The flood water can still be seen in the first story of this house. This is how the flash floods and torrential rains have wreaked havoc in this area of Mandi district. With camera person Aman Gupta, this is Manjeet Sehgal in Solikhad area for India Today.